Next up, I'm incredibly excited to introduce David Schwartz, who's the CTO at Ripple and the co-creator of the XRP Ledger. Jazz and I were just talking backstage that David's one of those people, every time you hear him speak, you learn something new. And today, David will walk us through the continued evolution of the XRP Ledger. He'll start with his original vision and then highlight some recent technical updates before sharing new features. David, welcome.
You can think of federated sidechains as a toolkit for building your own blockchain, and that will allow people to innovate right at those lowest layers. Another thing that you can do is you can use it as a sort of test lab. Let's say there's some feature, hooks might be a good example, that you think should be adopted on the XRP Ledger. Well, you have to implement it, and you kind of have to convince people that it works and that it won't do harm. And it's very difficult to do that if you can't handle real money with it. You know, you can build a blockchain as a test. You can build a sort of a quarantine network, an experimental network, and people are not motivated to attack it. They're not going to bother focusing resources on it because there's no money to be had. If you first handle real money, and it's billions of dollars, I think we've all seen some of the disasters in the industry with projects that scaled up to huge amounts of money before they had the technical wherewithal to be able to handle those amounts. I think it's responsible what Flair did, where they built Songbird, and Songbird is handling real money, but it's not sort of their live network. It's like an experimental and test network where you can sort of fail more gracefully. But if it succeeds, then Flair will launch with much more confidence. And this is kind of the same idea. You can build a federated sidechain with some feature that you want to propose for inclusion in the XRP ledger, and you can handle real money with it. You don't have to. But you have a switch that you can flip whenever you're ready to handle real money. And then when you're arguing that that feature should be included in the XRP ledger, you have something that you can show that the feature it's not going to make the validators crash. It's not going to slow the network down. It's not going to blow up the fees exponentially. It's not going to eat up memory or CPU. It's going to work. You've proven that it's worked, and you've proven that it can withstand a hostile attack because it's handling real money. And I think that's going to excite developers in much the same way that Ethereum did. This idea that we can innovate not on top of a whole bunch of technical decisions that have already made for us that are irrevocable and that limit us, but in an environment where we can experiment with changing those very bottom technical decisions. Thank you.
What's good, YouTube? It's RPU here, and I'm back again with another video. Guys, David Schwartz is one of the most brilliant minds we have in the crypto space. Some of my favorite cryptographers are Schwartz, Silvio Micali, founder of Algorand, and Dr. Ben Goertzel, the mind behind SingularityNet. The way David talks about the many features of Songbird and Flair, it just shows me how far this project has come and where it will fit in the evolution of the XRP ledger. Social media has really leveled the playing field when it comes to information technology. However, with so many different projects to cover, it's been over 2 weeks since my last Flair Finance update. Nevertheless, I have been accumulating SFIN like clockwork, staking, claiming, and rolling over my yield into the pools of Flair Farms. The numbers are in, and in this video, we will be doing a double header as we discuss my passive income strategies from weeks 12 and 13, as well as the latest buzz in the Songbird community. Let's get it. Alright guys, so the numbers are in for weeks 12 and 13 going into week 14. I can't believe how fast time is flying, guys. We're already in April, the middle of April actually. 13 weeks into Flair Finance. That's 3 months. We've been accumulating SFIN for 3 months now. Man, time flies. Let me know in the comments, how has your experience with Flair Finance been going? Has it been positive for you? do you have any criticism or recommendation you would like to share with the community? Have you been buying any dips on any Songbird related assets? Let me know in the comments. So, guys, a quick recap. Going into week 12, we had 6,033.26 wrapped Songbird staked, approximately 3,420 XFi staked. That's gonna be the flip of the century, man. when XFi reaches its all-time high again, that is going to be a nice little 10, 11x right there. I can't wait for that day. And approximately 0.00490,234 SFIN stake. This was going into week 12, right? So, for the week of week 12, I had earned 34.01 Songbird delegation rewards. 34.01 Songbird delegation rewards for week 12. Now, the amount of SFIN that was earned in the wrapped Songbird pool was approximately 0.00004 SFIN. Remember, these numbers are approximate. I'm rounding these numbers off because after a certain decimal place, Excel likes to express these numbers as exponents. So these numbers are approximate. So we earned 0.00004 SFIN in the wrapped Songbird pool. Then in the XFi pool, we earned approximately 0.0011 SFIN. That's our bread and butter, man, every week. We're getting a nice chunk of SFIN out of the XFi pool. And in the SFIN pool, we earned approximately 0.00002 SFIN. The total amount of SFIN that was earned for week 12 was approximately 0.00116 SFIN. We've been getting that approximately every week for the past 4 weeks. Now, the total amount of SFIN that we had at the end of week 12, we take the total amount of SFIN that we had from week 11 and we add it to the total SFIN that we earned in week 12, and we get a total amount of SFIN of approximately 0.00606,234 SFIN. Now, at the time of entering these numbers into the spreadsheet for week 12, the price of SFIN was worth approximately $8,359. Down, we could say $1,600 from last week, right? And the dollar value of that total amount of SFIN for week 12 was worth $50.68. So up about $1. Let's say what? $2? Up $2? Yeah. A little bit over $2 from last week. $2 profit. We made $2 during the week of week 12. Now, so at the end of week 12 going into week 13, we would take this total amount of SFIN and we would roll it over to week 13, which I placed over here. So we rolled the SFIN that we earned into the SFIN pool. We also rolled our Songbird delegation rewards into the wrapped Songbird pool going into week 13, right? So going into week 13, we had a total of 6,067 wrapped Songbird staked in the wrapped Songbird pool. in the XFi pool, we had approximately 3,420 XFi. Our position didn't change from last week. And the total amount of SFIN that we had staked going into week 13 was approximately 0.00606.234 SFIN. Okay? So, Songbird delegation rewards for the week 13, right? I earned 30.73 Songbird delegation rewards. I don't know why the amount of rewards I'm getting is fluctuating like that, because I thought that, the more SFIN that I staked, I would receive more, every week. It would just keep snowballing, because on that logic, I would get more more Songbird, I would get more Songbird every week because I'm staking more Songbird. Does that make sense? But it's fluctuating from last week. Week 11, we had 32.26 Songbird delegation rewards. Week 12, we were up a little bit, 34.01. Then week 13, we're down 30.73. So, on average, I'm getting 30 Songbird delegation rewards per week. Let me know in the comments, is that good or bad? I'm not complaining. I'm getting free Songbird. I'm getting free Songbird every week, so I'm really not complaining, I started with a nice little bag that I got for free, just for holding XRP and participating in, the Flair Network Snapshot, just like you all did. We're getting Spark, we're getting Songbird, we got XFi. We're using our XFi and Songbird assets to earn SFIN. All of this started with a free airdrop. That's crazy, huh? That's crazy. But hey, we got it for free, and we're making the best out of it. We're making the most out of it, using it to the best of our ability. And we're making money. So on average, we're getting around 30 Songbird delegation rewards every week for the past 3 weeks. Okay, now for the week of week 13, the amount of wrapped Songbird the amount of SFIN that was earned in the wrapped Songbird pool is approximately 0.00004. The amount of SFIN that was earned in the XFi pool for week 13 is approximately 0.0010. Now, you're probably wondering, why did the amount of SFIN that I earned for week 13, why did it go down from the week of week 12, right? So, I haven't been claiming my Songbird delegation rewards in my SFIN at the same time, every week. Like, usually when I first started this, I would usually claim every Saturday, right after I got the Songbird delegation rewards, right? But then I started claiming on Sunday morning, and then I started claiming on Sunday night, and then I started claiming on Monday morning, and most recently, I claimed Monday night. And so, my numbers are starting to fluctuate based on the times that, I claim and roll over my rewards. So, week 12, I claimed Monday night. Week 13, I claimed Monday morning. So, I did not give myself a full 7 days, to the exact time that I claimed from last week. I didn't give myself that full amount of time to get the same amount of SFIN. So it's down a little bit, if that makes sense. Like, if I was to claim every Saturday at 5 p.m., let's say 5 p.m., then my numbers would be almost identical every week. But since I'm not claiming at the same time every time, my numbers are going to fluctuate. But still though, I mean, my numbers are still approximately the same. I'm still getting a nice chunk of SFIN every week. So the amount of SFIN that was earned in the X5 pool is approximately 0.0010 SFIN. And the amount of SFIN that was earned in the SFIN pool is approximately 0.00003. So the snowball effect is starting to kick in. You know, we've been accumulating SFIN, rolling it over into the SFIN pool. And as you can see, the amount of SFIN that we're earning every week has been growing. You know, 0.00001 for a couple of weeks. Then it started to grow to 0.00002. Now we're starting to hit 0.00003. You know, it's building up. It's that snowball effect, rolling it over every week. And so the total amount of SFIN that was earned for week 13 is approximately 0.00107 SFIN. It's, like I said, it's less than last week because I'm claiming my SFIN and my Songbird delegation rewards at different times. You know, like I said, I want to go back to claiming every Saturday. That way I can get back on schedule with producing my Songbird videos on time every week. So my numbers may be off for 2 weeks, but then, you know, once I give myself a full 7 days and I'm claiming at the same time every week, let's say Saturday at 5 o'clock every week, or when the Songbird delegation rewards come in, my numbers will be in alignment again, if that makes sense. So, the total amount of SFIN for week 13, we take the total from week 12 and we add it to the total amount of SFIN that we earned in week 13, and we get a total of approximately 0.00713234 SFIN. And at the time of recording this video, or entering these numbers into the spreadsheet, I should say, the price of SFIN was worth $7,553, down almost $1,000 from the previous week. The dollar value of the total amount of SFIN that we have at the end of week 13 is worth approximately $53.87, up $3. We could say $3.19 from last week. So here's my analysis at the end of week 13. As you can see, our dollar value has been increasing despite the value of SFIN going down. So even though the price of SFIN is dropping, I'm still earning a profit because I'm continuously accumulating SFIN every week, right? Now, just imagine I'm in profit right now even though the price of SFIN is going down. Just imagine how much more I'm going to be in profit when SFIN starts to go back up. You know, when SFIN starts to hit 10K, 20K, 50K, 100K, that dollar value is going to like 3, 4x. Easy. Easy. And that's why I continue to accumulate. There's only 11,000 SFIN. We got financial institutions getting ready to come into the space and utilize Songbird via Fireblocks. And they got money to play with, and they can just scoop up all the SFIN that they want, you know? And so, us being the early adopters, we have the first movers advantage because we are the first ones to be experimenting with Flair Finance and accumulating as much SFIN as possible. You know, I compare it to like the gold rush. It's like a digital gold rush. Everyone's trying to mine as much SFIN as possible, you know, before the big wigs come and step into the space. And once billions of dollars and trillions of dollars start to flow into the Songbird network, we're going to be looking at these prices and these dollar values, you know, like it was nothing, you know. We'll probably be laughing at it. So, going into week 14, we're already in week 14. I'm doing this. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. It's Wednesday morning. We're already halfway through week 14. So be on the lookout for that video coming down the pipe probably later on at the end of this week, right? So, going into week 14, I rolled over my SFIN and my Songbird from week 13, and we had a total of 6,097 wrapped Songbird staked, approximately 3,420 XFi staked, and approximately 0.00713234 SFIN staked. Wow, guys. I've earned a pretty good amount of Songbird since I first started this, you know. I've earned 400 Songbird in delegation rewards since I started this thing. That's pretty good to me, you know. I'm getting that on top. Excuse me. That was my alarm. I'm getting that on top of SFIN every week. So I could say, you know, I'm earning a pretty good amount of passive income. And that passive income will be multiplied as the price begins to go back up. So my analysis, my conclusion is keep doing what you're doing. Keep accumulating SFIN. Don't worry about the SFIN price right now. It's going down. But if you're continuously accumulating SFIN every week, you will earn a profit. And when the prices begin to go back up, your profits will multiply. You know? And you'll be really happy because the amount of SFIN is going to be dished out over the next 2 years. And then once the SFIN has been dished out, there's going to be more announcements regarding increased utility of the SFIN token. And so I want to have as much SFIN as possible. That's my goal. To try to get as close to one whole SFIN as I can. Let me know how it's going for you in the comments. Alright guys, now for the second half of this video. The latest buzz within the Songbird community. There's a lot going on. Not enough time to cover it all. Always do your own research. I am not a financial advisor. Follow the Songbird community on Twitter at SongbirdCom Songbird, the canary network for Flair, community of communities. The Songbird community has over 40,000 followers on Twitter. Follow Flair on Twitter at Flair Networks. Flair enables secure interoperability between chains, scaling the use of blockchain by enabling all digital assets and on-chain info to flow freely. Flair has over 206,000 followers on Twitter. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter at RPUReloaded so you can get my latest updates and retweets of things that I think are interesting in the crypto space. And since this is a Songbird video, I just want to let you guys know that you can now trade Songbird futures exclusively with Bitrue with up to 5x leverage. So if you're interested, my referral link will be in the description of this video. Alright guys, let's start the video off right. Songbird community says free the SGB, man. Free the bird, man. Free the Songbird. Hashtag retweet me. Dean Brown says free the Songbird at Coinbase at Kraken FX. Flintstone at Yabba Dabba Donut says Flair Finance Delegation Awards have been distributed. That was 4 days ago. I'm late to the party, man, but better late than never. I've been claiming my rewards though and rolling them over as you've seen in the first half of this video. So I may be late, but I'm on my I'm on my shit, you know. The Songbird community says Songbird rewards have to be claimed within 90 days or they are forfeited and put back into the rewards pool. Wow. So if you're not claiming, your rewards are going to go to somebody else. And I mean, if you're not rolling over, you're not compounding the amount of rewards that you should be getting every week. So make sure you're checking your Flair Finance, claiming your rewards when they're distributed to you, and rolling them over. You know, get money. Nebuchadnezzar says, gotta love extra rewards. Yeah, me too. If you ain't claiming, somebody else is claiming. Barbara Ellis still says, claim from whom I requested to claim mines from Coinbase. They ignored me. I requested to claim it from Flair Networks. They ignored me. Where did you claim it from and received it? I guess she didn't get her Songbird from Coinbase. I think that's what she's saying. Free the Songbird. How many times have I told you guys on this channel to pull your crypto off the exchange? Pull your crypto off the exchanges, man. Before you get Coinbase. Pull your crypto off the exchange before you get bit stamped. Flair Finance says, today is a very exciting day for us. We are releasing the first iteration of an ongoing series of articles from our team to update our community and anyone interested in our works and efforts around the Flair Finance ecosystem of products. $XFi, hashtag Songbird. Oh yeah, I'm definitely interested, you know. I mean, I'm invested in it. So I want to know what's going on with Flair Finance. So let's jump into this Medium article for Flair Finance and see what they got going on. This is a community update. Season 1, Episode 1. See? This whole crypto space is a movie, man. Today, we are releasing the first iteration of an ongoing series of articles from our team to update our community and anyone interested in our works and efforts around the Flair Finance ecosystem of products. I'm definitely interested. So here are the highlights. It says we deployed a new version of the FTSO Reward Manager contract, greatly increasing the accuracy of the Wrap Songbird delegation rewards distributions throughout the whole Flair Finance platform. I'm glad everything is working like it's supposed to be working, you know. Getting our Songbird delegation rewards on time. Optimization of the data capturing and aggregation in Flair Index. This grants us the ability to provide real-time data for applications like Flair X, as well as full trading, price, and chart history in the near future. Utilizing this new capability, the Flair X trading user interface now auto-updates, providing real-time price information and transaction history. Songbird USD price is now submitted through DeFi oracles to the FTSO manager. We are preparing to deploy a testing version of our platform to Coston. This will allow us to test our products more thoroughly pre-release for a smoother launch process. Our node has been scaled up to 5x performance, having dedicated support for the North American and European continents. Additionally, we are now supporting a full history node. Wow, that's cool. Is that a full history node of the XRP ledger? I don't know. In depth, FTSO Reward Manager. On March 16th, our team performed a migration to a new version of our FTSO Reward Manager smart contracts. This update was necessary because prior to Epoch 20, the system did not mirror the logic of the FTSO Manager technology provided by the Flair network one-to-one. Our team resolved this technological debt and tested the upgrade thoroughly before performing a very successful release. This enabled 99.934% accurate reward distribution for pending Songbird rewards. So, once they updated, people weren't getting their Songbird, for like 3-4 weeks. They updated their rewards manager, and everyone should have received the amount of SFIN that they were supposed to get for those 4 weeks, approximately 100%. So, like I said, I got all my Songbird that was allotted to me, so I really have no complaints, except for, my Songbird assets being down 90% from their highs, But that's why I bought the dip. Now, this is a tweet from Flair Finance, March 15th, when they announced it. It says, "Our delegation reward manager update has been completed successfully. Delegation rewards for epochs 20 and 24 are now claimable in Flair Finance. Unbalanced rewards for earlier epochs will be addressed next. Thank you for your continued patience." Now, since then, we have been monitoring the performance of our FTSO Reward Manager. On Saturday, March 27th, our team noticed an anomaly that was related to the manager connected to the Wrap Songbird side of the loans platform. The anomaly has since been resolved. We are continuing to monitor the performance of the manager and have created an internal tool which will allow us to monitor and distribute rewards with a high degree of accuracy. Once stability is ensured, full automation for rewards distribution will be implemented. This was March 27th when they announced delegation rewards for Epoch 26 are now claimable in Flair Farms and Flair Loans. We are implementing the latest node updates version 0.6.1 and users may experience node downtime between 1600 hours and 1700 hours UTC time. Flair Index and Flair X. On March 10th, we deployed an update to the front end of the Flair X protocol. This update allows users to see real-time price action on the chart as well as trading history. Previously, real-time updates were not possible as our system was analyzing all transactions within every block for pertinent data and then storing it to a database. For Flair X, the relevant data was the swaps. Through saving and analyzing every single swap, we were able to know the price for every single pair at any point in time. With that data, an aggregation to the database made it possible to provide candle charts to our users, the price at the time they would load the page, as well as trading history, personal trading history, and much, much more. At the time we were designing this tool, around November 2020, we had not anticipated the volume of swaps, blocks, and other information which we would need to save to our databases. Eventually, users faced some performance issues due to the large volume of data we were required to collect and parse. We also wanted to scale, provide more functionality and possibilities for the future. We have refactored our Flair Index service, which will provide fast access to reliable data and will be used across our existing suite as well as upcoming products, Flair Drops, Flair Wrap, and more. We envision this product to be an extremely useful tool for developers, companies, and institutions around the Flair network community. Now, this is regarding DeFi oracles. On March 20th, we deployed a new version of the DeFi oracles price provider into production. This version includes the additional submission of the Songbird USD ticker to the FTSO system. This was very exciting news for us because the Songbird price feed for Flair loans will now be based on a decentralized price provider rather than our internal price feed. We believe it is extremely important to have community-oriented tools like the FTSOs, which are not based on the decisions and data of a single organization. This was also exciting because it was the last step for the State Connector to come to life, allowing agents and other tools to begin working with and expanding the capabilities of the State Connector protocol. Wow. The State Connector is going to be big. Being able to bridge over any asset of value to the Songbird network. That's going to be crazy. Coston Network Testing Suite. Coston created some of the most fun times for both of us as a development team and a lot of our community members. It was a place for people to learn and educate themselves in a safe environment. It was also a place for us to try, test, listen to community feedback, implement changes based on that feedback, and start the circle over. In our experience as a team, a well-defined development process provides both a much more stable product as well as time for the users to familiarize themselves with changes and provide feedback. The development cycle within Flair Finance follows these steps. 1. A developer or team receives the specifications and design, if applicable, from one of the project managers. 2. The developers define tasks/deliverables based on number 1. 3. Local development work begins. 4. As deliverables are completed, the changes are deployed to the development environment. 5. In the development environment, these deliverables are tested by the project manager and other team members. 6. If the deliverables are approved to be correct and stable, then they are then deployed to the staging environment where these changes are further tested by our team of moderators. If the deliverables are not approved, they head back to the developer and repeat step 3. It takes only one objection from any team member for the developer to revert. If all criteria are successfully covered, this is 7, and the deliverable passes testing by the project manager, team members, and moderators, the deliverable is scheduled for a production release on the next release date. 8. The deliverable is released to the users to further improve the Flair Finance product suite. This process can be summarized in 3 main steps: development, staging, and production. This gives us the ability to minimize the chance of error, anomaly, or unexpected edge case. In the blockchain world, Each network allows for its own version of this development process. On the Flair network, we break it down as follows. Coston, the development network, where developers are free to test things out and deploy new technology more easily due to no real token value. Songbird, the staging network, where ideas and concepts are tested against the real world with real value at stake, a check for anyone who needs to see how an idea and product will hold up against market forces. And then the Flair network mainnet, the production network, where all the efforts from the above are brought together to live long and prosper. This will be the culmination of all the above efforts taking their final shape as the community have tested, voted on, changed, and finally accepted them. So this is the process of how apps will go from the testing phase to eventual deployment to the Flair network, from Coston to Songbird to the launch on the Flair network. So that's pretty cool, you know? And so decentralized applications that launch on the Flair network will be battle tested and ready, you know, to handle real money, real value. And so I can't wait to see what type of products are developed and launched on Flair, man. That's going to be crazy. So our products on each of these networks go through their own iterations of the 8-step development process listed above. With the relaunch of Coston, this means that by the time a change is made to our product suite on the Flair network mainnet, it will have gone through a 24-step development process. Wow. So it will have gone through so much testing, you know, and that's good. You know, we want all the bugs to be worked out. We want these apps to work flawlessly so we don't have any loss of funds or any hacks to DeFi suites. None of that. We don't need that going on with the Flair network and Songbird. We don't need that. And so, yeah, take your time, you know, develop everything out. And I'll be right here when they launch, you know? So, performance and non-human updates. Since the beginning of our journey on the Songbird network, we have learned an unbelievable amount of information. We started with one very small node connecting our dApps and our users. We have grown exponentially since then, and as of Monday, the 28th of March, we are now providing full continent support for both Europe and America with 99.8% uptime availability. Wow. Approximately 100%. We have been continuously improving our infrastructure, and this latest node update has further increased our ability to optimize performance. We have also performed an update on all of our front-end infrastructure. This will not only affect you as a user directly at the moment. No, this will not affect you as a user directly at the moment. However, it is a large, noteworthy infrastructural update which will make it much easier to perform tests across platforms. So that's for developers. Now, this is what's coming up with Flair Finance. Oh snap. It says delegation rewards before Epoch 20. Analysis is ongoing to address the inaccurate delegation rewards distributions from epochs prior to Epoch 20. There will be an announcement when this process is complete regarding the decisions pertaining to this matter. Any adjustment needed will be a universal adjustment that does not require any information from the user. So I guess some people, I remember, weren't getting their Songbird delegation rewards. They weren't getting them on time. Some people weren't getting them at all. And I remember that some people who weren't even delegating were getting Songbird delegation rewards. That's crazy. Like, people's delegation rewards were going to other people who weren't even delegating. That's crazy. And so, if they need to adjust, like they said, it will be a universal adjustment, which will be an adjustment across the board, you know? But they said that, 99% of delegation rewards from epochs 20 through 24 have been distributed. But the delegation rewards prior to that epoch, if there's an adjustment that needs to be made, there will be a universal adjustment. Now, Flair competition. We have established our base list of Flair winners for the Flair competition, but analysis of wallet activity to determine bad faith transactions is ongoing. Winners will be announced and rewards given out as soon as this process is complete. Testing instance of Flair Finance products. Flair Finance dApps will also have a home on the Coston network in light of our new development process. All of our new releases will start off on the Coston network, so our development team, moderators, and any interested community members would be able to participate in the ecosystem through a test network. Wow. So, in a test network, you can have unlimited tokens, right? So, you'll be able to experiment and test these dApps with unlimited tokens on the Coston network if you're interested. And then once that dApp moves from Coston to the Songbird network, then that's when that dApp starts experimenting with real value, real money, right? And then once that dApp has been battle tested and approved on the Songbird network, then it will make its eventual launch to the Flair network. So, if a dApp is launched on Flair, we know that it's been tested and it's got a stamp of approval, And like I said, I can't wait to see what they got coming for Flair. The XFi loan bug. Some weeks ago, a series of pump and dump schemes caused a significant drop in XFi loan TCR, leading to a roll-up of all XFi loans during recovery mode. The single remaining nest was eventually hit with a liquidation transaction which bugged due to an empty stability pool and nowhere for the loan to redistribute. The bug transaction resulted in a loan no longer being able to be targeted by liquidation transactions. As a consequence, the TCR of the XFi loan system is almost wholly determined by the ICR of a single unliquidatable nest. On the other hand, this bug has meant that the XFi loan system can be used to create new nests without having the larger loan be immediately redistributed. We are working with our auditors, Common Prefix, in order to find the best solution for this issue. I really hope that they fix that, man. I really do. Because, this bug just messed everything up, It caused prices to drop. I'm really hoping that they will fix that. That's the end of the article. So, yeah, a lot of stuff coming with Flair Finance. Did you participate in this Flair competition? I don't know if Flair is available, to buy at this time, but let me know if you got some Flair. Now, Patrick Young says, sold all my Songbird for SFIN. I hope it goes to the moon. This guy, wow, he has a whole SFIN, 1.2955 SFIN. Wow. He must have traded a lot of Songbird to get that. Songbird community says good luck. Pay me an XRP says, man, you stupid. Guys, Let me know. Would you have traded your Songbird for SFIN? I mean, that's a lot of Songbird. The current price of SFIN was like what, 7,300, and Songbird is like 6 cents right now. This dude had thousands, tens of thousands of Songbird. I don't know if I would have did that, because when Songbird's price would have increased, I mean, that amount of Songbird would have increased exponentially. Like, I don't know. Let's see if we can bring out the calculator real quick. I think the price of Songbird was around 6 cents, 7 cents. The price of SFIN is what, 70? I think it was around 7,300. Let's just say 7,300, right? Divided by 6 cents. Damn, this dude had 121,000. Around 121,000 Songbird. That's crazy. And he traded all that for one SFIN. I don't know if I would have did that. I don't know if I would have did that. Danny says that's a lot of SFIN, man. It is a lot of SFIN, but that was a lot of Songbird though. 2_SV_ says SFIN will get more utility with governance. Gives you voting power. Best of luck. That's why, SFIN is a really good token to have. But would I have traded all that Songbird for SFIN? I don't know about that one. I don't know. CH Hour 9 says, could have staked your Songbird to receive SFIN. That way you could have got both. Yeah, man, that was so much Songbird. So much Songbird that you could have staked. Like, your delegation rewards would have been off the chain. Off the chain. And like, the amount of SFIN that you would have been getting out of that Wrap Songbird pool, wow, that would have been out of this world. Out of this world. I probably wouldn't have did that. But to each his own, man. Now, the crypto captain says one SFIN was $1 million at launch. And then I quoted him and said, that's exactly why I keep farming every week at Flair Finance at Yabba Dabba Donut. But then he responded to me and he said, no, this is a bad thing. The coin has dumped 99%. This is not good. It was overinflated at the start to cause hype. And it was a huge cash grab. Well, the coin is definitely down 99%. I can agree with you on that, But there's only 11,000 SFIN tokens. There's only 11,000. And there's a lot of people accumulating SFIN right now. On top of that, you're going to have financial institutions utilizing the Songbird network via Fireblocks, who have trillions of dollars on the sidelines, who don't even have to farm SFIN if they don't want to. They could just buy as much SFIN as they want, right? And there's only 11,000, right? And if SFIN is going to be used as a governance token and have more utility, these financial institutions are probably going to want to have a say-so in Flair Finance. And the more of that token that you have, the more voting power that you're going to have. And so people and financial institutions are going to be scooping up SFIN like it's nothing. And it's a huge scarcity on SFIN. There's only 11,000, right? And the supply is going to be dished out over 2 years. What do you think is going to happen after the whole supply has been dished out? Financial institutions are going to be buying them up. There's no liquidity on the market because nobody's selling. I think the price will go back up to $1 million. I really do. I really do. Crypto_photos says, "Oh, stop with that $1 million. The high was 140,000." The crypto captain responded and said, "That's on live coin watch. On the DEX, on the day it launched, it was much higher. It was." Top right hand corner, SFIN Canary Dollar, $1.6 million. $1.6 million for one SFIN. That's crazy. You don't think it can go back that high? I really believe that this coin is going to hit $1 million again. I really do. And people are going to be crying because they didn't accumulate. They were too busy talking shit on the sidelines when they should have been accumulating and buying dips. Hey, it's I ain't tripping, man. I'm accumulating. I'm not hating, I'm accumulating. Nebuchadnezzar says, at Yabba Dabba Donut, would it be possible to start bringing out regular communication from Flair Finance current CEO, the Bannock? I think it will be a good idea to connect our community on a personal level and talk more about the Flair Finance vision. If you guys remember, this guy Bannock, this was the guy that was explaining what had happened in Flair Finance during the AMA that was hosted by, Mickey B. Fresh and I believe Patty XRP and Flair Community, I believe it was. And yeah, you should be following Bannock on Twitter at the Bannock because this is the CEO of Flair Finance. So I think that it's important to hear what he has to say. And we'll be able to hear straight from him the announcements and the developments of Flair Finance. But from what I've read so far, I really like the way that decentralized applications will be developed, the process from going from testing phase to secondary phase on the Songbird network, testing real world value, and then eventually moving on to the launch of the Flair network. I think that's so cool that a decentralized app will be battle tested so many times, and by the time it's released to the public and the retail investors, it's been tried and true, man. And so it'll just make me want to utilize every app on Flair even more, So yeah, some people you should be following on Twitter, man. You should be following Nebuchadnezzar at Flair is a way of life, man. I agree. He has over 2,800 followers. You should be following Yabba Dabba Donut because he is a Flair Finance moderator and admin. Shout out to Flintstone, man. That was one of my favorite cartoons growing up, man, on Boomerang. Flintstone, the Jetsons, Top Cat, Secrets, Agent Squirrel. Shout out to Secret Squirrel, man. Good times, man. Good times. Cartoon Network and Boomerang, man. Good times. And you should also be following Bannock on Twitter, at the Bannock. Bannock replied and said, "Sure, man, I would be happy to hear your questions." Nebuchadnezzar says, "Thank you for being so approachable. I'll gather some questions from our community and share with you." Flintstone says, "I'm going to meet with the Flair Finance team soon, so it will be a great opportunity to gather some insights and get inquisitive. I would like to bring along some community questions, suggestions, things you would like to see or know about." So I asked the question, I said, when will Canary Dollar be worth $1 again? That's what I want to know. Because, how can you call it Canary Dollar if it's not worth $1? And I had a question. Would Canary Dollar, since Canary Dollar is not worth $1 at this time, how is that going to affect the Canary Alpha DAO? Because every Canary Alpha token is supposed to be backed by a Canary Dollar, right? But I mean, Canary X is still developing. That's not stopping nothing on the development side. I'm just talking about the fundamentals, because every Canary Alpha token is supposed to be backed by at least one Canary Dollar. The floor price of the Canary Alpha token is supposed to be $1, but that's not going to stop the token from increasing more than $1. But how can that be possible when Canary Dollar is not worth $1? So I asked the question, when will Canary Dollar be worth $1 again? Payme and XRP responded and said, it's not Canary Dollar. It's apparently Canary 58 cents. He's like, the fuck, man? I know, right? Look at this. Like, Canary Dollar is worth 55 cents, It's supposed to be pegged to $1. But it has an all-time high of $1.90. So it can increase more than $1. But right now we're under $1. We're under $1. And I want to be able to take out loans. I want to be able to, once these prices increase and stabilize, I want to be able to utilize Flair Finance to its full potential, take out loans against my XFi, use my XFi as collateral and take out loans of Canary Dollars, right? But how can I do that? How can I do that when Canary Dollar is not even worth $1? Crypto Grandpa says, it could be that Coinbase took out the loan and dumped on the market when Songbird tanked with everybody's Songbird, and they plan on releasing them at some point, so the loan will be liquidated to wipe out everyone's liquidity pool tokens. It's possible. It's possible. I'm not putting anything past Coinbase at this point. Free the Songbird. If they'll steal your Songbird, they'll do anything. So don't trust them. Pull your crypto off the exchanges. Now, Flair Network says last week marked the arrival of the stake connector on Songbird. Let's take a closer look at this exciting new technical solution for secure, universal interoperability. Wow, that's amazing. Bridges, not walls, man. Bridges, not walls. The stake connector live on Songbird. So what is the stake connector? In case you missed it, the stake connector is a new core Web3 protocol that allows the state of any open system, whether on-chain or off-chain, to be proven on Flair and used with smart contracts in a trustless, decentralized manner. Wow. So any open system, wow, that's cool. Any asset will be able to be bridged over via the stake connector. That's crazy. So we have a diagram of the stake connector overview here. We have blockchain transaction data, decentralized data verification, real world data, all being plugged into the stake connector. Smart contracts on Flair will be requesting and getting that data from other blockchains via the stake connector. So why build the stake connector? Achieving secure universal interoperability is a challenge that has long frustrated the entire blockchain industry. Existing solutions either require trust in centralized third parties or they force other chains to conform to their standards. So a lot of these a lot of these third parties that bridge over assets, they require a third party bridge, and these bridges are prone to attacks. And we've seen some of the biggest DeFi hacks on these third party bridges. And Flair, which I'm so happy that they're taking their time, is creating a new way via the state connector that will allow bridging universal interoperability in a safe and secure manner. It says chain A to chain B using multi-sig bridges. Multi-sig bridges hold custody of tokens on one chain and issue wrapped versions on another chain. There are often a limited set of participants and they rely heavy on trust. So yeah, you would like mint, ALGO mint. No, through ALGO mint you would mint like Gold BTC using your Bitcoin, but your Bitcoin will be held in a wallet, you know, like that way. And so people have to have trust on the people that are custodying their wallets while they're using the wrapped synthetic versions of their assets. And then we also have going from chain A to chain B using a light client relay. It says simple payment verification proofs allow for the proof of a transaction on one chain to another chain. They are vulnerable to various attacks whose solutions require a large and slow code base. I don't want my funds to be prone to attacks, man. I want my funds to be safe food at all times. Flair says, how is the state connector different? The state connector can directly validate state correctness and withstand safety and liveness attacks on connected layer 1s, all without requiring a centralized third party or even a code change on the connected chain. Wow. That's cool. Directly validate state correctness and withstand safety and liveness attacks on connected layer 1s. Wow. Flair is a core protocol required for the delivery of F assets, which will bring non-contract tokens onto Flair so they can use Ethereum virtual machine based smart contracts and access the decentralized economy. Wow. Non-contract tokens. Any assets via Layer Cake and the Songbird State Connector. Flair sets the foundations for a trustless and secure universal bridge to be built on Flair. Wow. The State Connector is live on Songbird. JC Collins says this is a game changer for the crypto space. The State Connector on Songbird is a revolution building the road for Flair networks. Both will exist in parallel as the feature is developed on both networks. Now is the time to get into Songbird. Yeah, get in while it's cheap, man. Songbird is a parachain that will run side by side with Flair. And even though they complement each other, each network can go in its own direction through the governance of the community. It's going to be an amazing thing to see the development and the evolution of each of these networks, man. So Flair says, win Flair. The team is aiming for July 4th, 2022. The 4th of July, that's Independence Day, man. To be confirmed in mid-June, subject to audit. So they're aiming for July 4th. Hopefully July 4th. But it all depends on this audit. We will get an update in June, you know. They will give us the green light mid-June and say, okay, everything's a go. And then we'll know that just a couple weeks in mid-June that the Flair network is going to launch. And then we will get our Spark tokens. I can't wait. So Flair is not just enabling early layer 1 tokens to be used with smart contracts. It's bringing advanced cross-chain interoperability to all networks. You see that? All networks. And here we can see the roadmap from medium.com. The Flair rollout process. Wow. We're here, man. It's been a long road, man. It's been a long road. What? We're going on the second year since the December 2020 snapshot. It's been a long time coming, man. And we are closer than we ever been. So, Flair launched key development milestones. Connect everything. Everything. In 2020, we set out to build a chain that would allow a few tokens from early layer 1s to be used with smart contracts. This is not the Flair that we will be delivering. Through extensive additional engineering and research, we have further developed our initial ideas and protocols to build something much more exciting. Ooh, I'm excited. Flair enables a breakthrough in decentralized cross-chain functionality. Wow. Existing solutions are unsatisfactory. As an example, the reality of token bridging that is almost all existing systems are heavily centralized. That's true. These bridges are essentially a digital adaptation of the historical banking model. Thus, they actually control your tokens whilst being unregulated. Those that are genuinely decentralized are constrained to use an existing method of communication, the light client relay, that forces a choice between being slow or unsafe. Furthermore, light client relays do not work with all consensus protocols, example given, probabilistic finality, BFT, and suffer from being incompatible with optimized smart contracts that are written outside of a blockchain's virtual machine environment. Such optimized smart contracts are increasingly being used. When Flair launches, it will be a technologically advanced cross-chain interoperability network. Wow, that is a mouthful. When Flair launches, it will be a technologically advanced cross-chain interoperability network that answers many of the issues inherent in the space today. It will enable a safer and properly decentralized cross-chain future. Wow. Nothing else we are aware of comes anywhere close. Wow, that's amazing. Wow. I'm going to have to load up on Spark tokens. With Flair's open protocol, developers are given the tools to build an extensive array of interoperability solutions. Flair is building 3 core interoperability products. F assets, providing non-smart contract chain tokens, example given, Bitcoin, XRP, Litecoin, ALGO, Doge, and others, with smart contract functionality on Flair. 2. Layer cake. Safe, genuinely decentralized bridges between smart contract platforms, both to and from Flair. Example given, Flair and Solana, and also between third-party chains. Example given, Ethereum and Solana, secured by Flair. Wow. So you could, if I'm understanding this right, you could go from one network to another network through Flair. That's crazy. You know, any asset can go to Flair, through Flair. And then through Flair, you can go from one chain to another chain. That's crazy. Layer cake enables the use of F assets on Flair as well as any chain integrated. Wow. Any chain integrated with Flair via a layer cake bridge. 3. Relay. Safely relay any information, including off-chain data, between any set of chains secured by the state connector. This gives developers total decentralized dApp composability, all secured by Flair. As an example of this system, we'll be setting up a relay of the FTSO prices to Solana. Wow. Again, nothing comes close. You see that? Nothing comes close to what we are building with Flair. This is why our strapline has changed to connect everything. Everything. Flair is going to be the bridge of all bridges. Songbird is going to be able to bridge over any asset via the state connector. And that's why the Spark token and the Songbird token are going to explode. Explode in value. The initial rollouts of these 3 products will be coordinated by Flair for specific chains of key importance. To meet advanced demand, we will also be launching an incentive program for developers to expand the connectivity of the Flair ecosystem. Bridges and relays based on Flair's defined product model above will be built by third parties and certified by Flair. We will be launching the Flair Foundation Grants program over the coming months for developers looking to help scale the ecosystem. Wow. All the programmers in the space, y'all the real winners, man. Y'all get so much free money in grants to develop on the blockchain. It's crazy. I wish I had the coding skills. Key milestones. The state connector has now been fully deployed on Songbird. Woo, let's go. Over the next couple of weeks, the decentralized consensus model will also be rolled out, and validation will incrementally shift from its current model to being run entirely by FTSO providers. This brings the project to the point at which it is possible to launch Flair. Let's go. To mitigate Flair launch technical glitch risk, an audit with Trail of Bits, one of the most reputable firms in the space, has been booked to start on May 16th. This will run for 3 weeks, and provided no issues are found, Flair will aim to launch on July 4th. It's gonna be fireworks. Let's go. Us. What is that? Us? The team? I don't know what that is. Why that's there. Us, the team, will confirm this date in mid-June when the audit completes. I can't wait. I can't wait. Anticipated order of events on Songbird. So here's the Songbird roadmap. So state connector activation has been complete. Then an updated consensus activation. Then state connector client release, which leads to F asset A launch. Then layer cake bridges batch 1 launch, which leads to the F asset B launch, and eventually the FTSO performance upgrade. Wow. So key, it says, here are the keys. SB01, state connector activation completed. SB02, updated consensus activation to be initiated over the next couple of weeks. This is moving pretty fast. SB03, state connector client release. Release of an example client side package for the state connector. This allows state connector attesters to correctly submit events to the state connector system. Anyone can build a client side. Flair is simply releasing a reference implementation. SB04, F asset A launch. This version of the F asset system enforces the agent to hold 100% of the underlying token on the underlying chain. This allows for a low collateral ratio on Flair, more than 2.5 times. This is the version of the F asset system that will most likely be used for self-minting. So, I guess they're going to start off with a method where you can like mint F assets, but eventually we're going to see down here in SB06 that's going to change. Now, SB05, Layer Cake Bridges Batch 1 launch. The first batch of Layer Cake Bridges, likely with Terra and either Ethereum or Solana. So they'll be able to bridge Terra, Ethereum, or Solana via the Layer Cake. Terra Luna seems like it came out of nowhere. Like it just came out of nowhere. But it's good because now it's being integrated into Flair. More value on the Flair network, man. So now, SB06 F Asset B launch. This version of the F Asset system uses a 2.5 times collateral ratio on Flair, but allows the agent to hold less than 100% of the tokens on the underlying chain. SB07 FTSO Performance Upgrade. The FTSO system will undergo optimizations with the aim of increasing both the number of possible price series and the number of possible data providers into the thousands. Wow. So you'll be able to get accurate price feeds anywhere. And they'll all be accurate, decentralized, and real time. All major changes to the existing systems, such as upgrading the FTSO, will be subject to Songbird governance. And if SFIN is the Songbird governance token, wouldn't you want to have some of that? And that's why I keep telling you guys to keep accumulating, man. So here is the anticipated order of events on Flair. The Flair roadmap. Trail of Bits audit, that's coming. I believe they said that's starting in May. Then if there's any issues, then we'll have the rectification if issues are found. If there are no issues and the audit passes, Flair is going to launch on the 4th of July. It's going to be fireworks. Fireworks, man. And I hope that maybe the Ripple case will be over around this time. I hope so. That would just line up so perfect. One can only hope. Now, after the launch of Flair, 75% of the initial 15 token distribution will be completed. So after the launch of Flair, then the beginning of the airdrop of our Spark tokens. Let's go! I can't wait to get my Spark tokens. I wonder what the price of Spark is going to be. Let me know in the comments, what's your price prediction for Spark token? Let me know. So after the beginning of the airdrop of the Spark token, we will have a governance update on token distribution, followed by F Asset A launch, the Songbird Bridge launch, Layer Cake Bridges Batch 1, the FTSO Performance Upgrade, F Asset B launch, Layer Cake Bridges Batch 2, and ultimately, everything is connected. Wow, everything is connected. Connect everything. Everything. It's crazy. Several key events here have the same definitions as above and won't be repeated. Please reference the Songbird section for details of FL03, FL05, FL06, and FL07. FL01, Flair launch. Let's go. Main network launch and distribution of the initial 15% of tokens. Yes. Can't wait to get my Spark tokens. FL02, governance update on token distribution. the team has been working on a governance proposal regarding the token distribution. The proposal intends to achieve 3 things. 1. Remove the risk of an exchange failing to pass on future token distributions. 2. Substantially increase the incentive to engage with the network. 3. Provide positive tax implications such that a majority of recipients can avoid generating a taxable event until they claim their token allocations and withdraw them from the system. This would give the recipient autonomy for when they wish to trigger a tax event. The governance vote for this proposal will only take place once 75% of the initial 50% distribution is freely available to take part in the governance vote. In the case of exchanges, this means that the tokens will have been distributed and can be withdrawn from the exchange. The proposed details will be published with ample advance warning before Flair launches. So be on the lookout for that. FL04 Songbird Bridge Launch. This will allow all Songbird tokens, you see that? All Songbird tokens to be bridged to Flair and vice versa. Wow. So all F assets will be able to be bridged over to the Songbird network. That's crazy. All your favorite assets, XRP, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Elysian, Athena. It's crazy. And they can go back and forth between each network. Everything is connected. That's crazy. FL08 Layer Cake Bridges Batch 2 launch. The second batch of Layer Cake Bridges. These will focus on connecting Flair to all major smart contract chains and connecting key smart contract chains to each other. If any issues are identified in the audit, these will be publicly reported immediately, provided they do not pose a risk to Songbird. I really appreciate the transparency. In the case issues are deemed to jeopardize network security on Songbird, they will be reported as soon as a fix has been deployed on Songbird. Yeah. Don't give the hackers, any leeway, Announce it after you patched it. The team is also working on a governance proposal to introduce Songbird as part of the Flair governance mechanism. So you'll be able to use Songbird to vote. While it's not limited to, it will include 1. A Songbird bonding system over the governance of the build of bridges between Flair and networks below the top 75 by market cap. The aim of this is to provide a mechanism to signal which bridges in this category to build and in what order, through choosing those with the most bonded Songbird. 2. A Songbird bonding system for community-generated governance proposals. Again, the aim here is to sort through governance proposals by creating a priority mechanism based on bonded Songbird. Wow. So, people will be able to vote. On which networks they want to bridge to the Flair network, if I'm understanding that right. That's a lot of power to hold. Both mechanisms will include economic incentives in Flair. Hello, can you say rewards? Ain't nothing like free money, right? Both mechanisms will include economic incentives in Flair, accruable to those that bonded their Songbird to the winning proposals over bridges and governance. The finer details are still being worked on to avoid any unintended economic incentives. All of us at Flair look forward to delivering the cross-chain feature and building out this ecosystem. The first community call will be held in late April. Wow. I can't wait to hear. I can't wait to hear what they have to say. I'm so excited for Flair. I'm so excited for Songbird. I'm so excited for the state connector and Layer Cake and being able to bridge over any asset to and from Flair and the Songbird network, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments. Crypto 2020 says, don't overlook the Flair go live date and the Ripple case. Big things happening, and the XRP community will be the beneficiaries along with the rest of the world. I agree, man. I agree. Big things are coming, man. Big things. Anyway, says, fun fact, there is no token called Flair. The Flair is the network, Spark is the token, $FLR is the ticker. For those who keep confusing themselves with Flair, FLR, and Spark token, and no, FLR Finance has nothing to do with Flair Network. Yes, they are two separate entities. Anyways, at so_anyways says, another fun fact, Flair Finance and FLR Finance is the same. But it is not the same entity as Flair Network. One is the network, Flair Network, and one is the DApp, Flair Finance, that is built on the network. So it's good to understand the difference. Anyways, due to special request by @TimRally_AU, LOL, another fun fact, Songbird is the network, Canary Network for Flair. Songbird is the token. $SGB is the ticker. So only Songbird and SGB to remember. Hashtag Songbird Network, hashtag Flair Network. Some quick, quirky fun facts for you. Songbird community says stay tuned for some exciting new Songbird projects coming soon. Wow, I can't wait to see what they have next. We got Flair Finance. We got the Canary Alpha DAO. What will they think of next? Last but not least, Flair community says the sun is really shining within the Flair community. If you're reading this, you're here at ground zero. You've discovered and chosen to inform yourself about a network which will shape the future of the entire crypto industry. Congratulations, man. Wow. We are the early adopters. We have the first movers advantage, man. I'm so excited to be a part of the Flair community. Shout out to Flair community, man. I really like your shirts. I really like your shirts. I got a red one and I got a green one. I'm thinking about getting a black one too. That would be so clean. Are you guys as excited as I am about the launch of Flair and the stake connector on the Songbird network? I'm so excited. Let me know how you feel about all of this in the comments. If you made it to the end of this video, you are a trooper, man. This was a very long video. I know I haven't covered anything about Songbird in the past 2 weeks. So I just want to thank you for watching this video through and through to the end, man. I really appreciate you. This is RPU, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.